This is KGW News at Sunrise.
A big change is on the horizon for Portland City Hall. Starting July 1st, the city will test out part of a new form of government. We have the details coming up.
Plus, it's the full first week of June. That means nonstop Rose Festival action, of course. Everything you need to know about the festivities and, of course, the traffic delays that come along with that right here on Sunrise.
And we are also having fun this morning on the farm. That farm is French Prairie Gardens, a Sunrise favorite for many years, where we are celebrating their berries, blooms, and barbecues event. It's underway now. It runs through Father's Day. It's a celebration of strawberry season here in Oregon. And yes, we are heading out to the strawberry fields by way of hayride. Coming up a little bit later this morning, gang, we'll talk about all the varieties of strawberries you can find out here. I would like to point out one thing to my friend Rodney Hill.
Yes.
It's cold out here this morning, Rod.
Everybody's
It's windy. It's chilly. It's windy. It's chilly. It's a little rainy. I swear, we come out here every year in the fall. I feel it's chillier now in June than it was last October.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I'm not
Ron?
complaining.
Jeez.
I'm not complaining. Just smiling and saying we'll have more for you coming up here at 5:15.
Okay.
Now, he's the worst at wearing cotton on rainy mornings.
He
instead of a
is.
raincoat.
Not
He
great at
does
that.
that over and over again.
Bless his heart.
We can't help him.
I know. And now frigid Drew Carney on
All
the farm.
right. This is it, by the way, the finale of the rain. I mean, for a while, there's no rain once we get through today, well into next week. Now, right now, we've got a bit of a lull in the action in terms of rain in the valley, but it is raining along the north coast up in Astoria. And if your plans take you up I-5 to Seattle early this morning, that's where most of the rain currently is. There's Longview right on the southern edge of some rain, and then you run through some rain up all the way into Seattle for the most part. We have clouds over the city, 55 degrees. Showers could pop where you are any moment today, 64 at noon. I think eventually we will open up some sun breaks. I have today's high getting up to about 69 degrees. I mean, I think it's breezy out there. That's what Drew was noticing with the chill. Winds are bouncing between about 10 and 20 miles per hour. Back to you.
You might need a little more than that sweatshirt. Thank you, Rod. One person is dead after being hit by a car. Just before 10 o'clock last night, officers responded to a crash near Northeast Sandy and 95th, where they found a crash involving a small car and a pedestrian. The pedestrian died at the scene. Portland police have closed down Northeast Sandy Boulevard from Northeast 94th to 98th Avenues as they investigate that crash.
Take a look at this overnight video of a huge barn fire out in Oregon City. Clackamas Fire posted this video to their social media around midnight. They say all of the animals were evacuated. Luckily, no one was hurt. We did reach out to Clackamas Fire to see if the fire is out. We are still waiting to hear back.
Now to newly released video of a violent confrontation between an inmate and a Clackamas County Sheriff's Sergeant. What you see here is just the start of it. The inmate in the video is now suing the county. The lawsuit also points a finger at the sheriff's office for not submitting videos showing the use of force when the case was originally submitted for review. Catherine Cook has the details, but of course a warning, some of this video is hard to watch.
February 2023. Security video at the Clackamas County Jail shows what happened when deputies received Travis Barrett Craig into the booking area. Deputies had arrested Craig after a drunken fight at the Milwaukee Inn Hotel. He'd been injured, then treated and released from the hospital before going to jail. You can see from the video Craig refuses to get up, so deputies drag him across the floor. At one point, his hospital pants fall down, which is why we've blurred this video. Once up, cameras capture Craig spitting in the face of Clackamas County Sheriff Sergeant James Williams. Williams responds by slamming Craig's head into a metal shelf, then slamming him onto the ground head first, fracturing Craig's eye socket. In the use of force report he penned, Sergeant Williams writes, quote, "I was irate. I was yelling orders at Craig to stop fighting and never spit in my face." Williams also wrote that Craig spat a large amount of saliva and blood into his face, noting Craig has hepatitis C, which is transmittable through bodily fluids. In his report, Williams pointed to past incidents during which Craig allegedly spat in two other deputies' faces, causing them to go to the hospital. And records show on the night of this incident, before arriving to the jail, Craig spat in the face of deputies near the hotel. For that, Craig was charged with aggravated harassment. He pleaded guilty and is currently serving a 20-month prison sentence. As for what happened in the booking area, this memo from the DA's office says Sergeant Williams' use of force was reviewed and found to be within the county's use of force policies. The DA's office declined to prosecute Williams. Even so, Craig is now suing the county and jail deputies, including Williams, for excessive force. The suit accuses the sheriff's office of sweeping their actions under the rug by not following up on the case. Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Starting July 1st, the city of Portland will begin testing out part of the new form of government that officially goes into effect next year.
Now, one key change here is taking the day-to-day running of city bureaus out of the hands of politicians. Devin Haskins has more on this and what's happening behind the scenes to get ready for next year. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning. So the way it is right now, elected city commissioners are responsible for the city bureaus that they're assigned. So for instance, one city commissioner is in charge of the Parks Bureau and a different one for the Fire Bureau. Now, as a result, city bureaus don't need to work together. If they don't, they don't. They just need to please the commissioner that's in charge. Next year, that changes. The new system is designed to improve cooperation and the way the city functions as a whole. And when the new city government takes effect next year, city commissioners will only focus on policy issues. So starting July 1st, the city will soft launch the new government system. The city administrator will take over the different bureaus, assisted by 6 deputy city administrators in charge of each one. Now, most workers won't notice much of a difference. The bigger changes will be at the management level. And during the soft launch, the current commissioners will still technically be in charge of the bureaus they're assigned, but be taking more of a hands-off approach to things. Mike Jordan, the interim city administrator who's pushing the change through, believes that it'll be better for everyone.
It'll be clunky at first. It's brand new. We haven't done this in over 100 years, changed the form of government. So there'll be growing pains and change pains, but the trajectory of the city, getting it on this inflection and a different trajectory moving forward, I only see us getting better over the next 5-10 years.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack here, and our Pat Doris has more of an in-depth interview with Mike Jordan, who you just heard from. You can watch that on our KGW YouTube channel. Again, this is just a soft launch of what to come. That starts July 1st. The legal change won't happen until January 1st of 2025.
Devin, thank you. And for more in-depth looks at the big issues in our community, check out The Story every weekday evening at 6:30, only here on KGW.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler and Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson have released a final version of their homeless response plan. Some of the key goals include sheltering or housing an additional 2,700 people who are currently living on the streets, increasing shelter capacity by 40%, boosting the supply of affordable housing, and also opening a 24-hour drop-off sobering center. County commissioners and Portland City Council are set to vote on the plan next month.
Pacific Power has agreed to a $178 million settlement with more than 400 survivors of the 2020 wildfires. The fires killed 9 people and destroyed thousands of homes and buildings. Pacific Power has faced numerous legal challenges over the fires and says it's settled nearly 1,500 claims. Last June, a jury found Pacific Power liable for not cutting power to customers despite warnings from top fire officials.
And it is peak week for the Rose Festival. Tomorrow afternoon, the Junior Parade will be making its way down Northeast Sandy Boulevard from 1 until 3. Also tomorrow, ships from the Navy, Coast Guard, and Royal Canadian Navy will sail up the Columbia, make their way to the Willamette, then dock on the Portland waterfront for Fleet Week. You can expect one bridge lift after another from 2 to 5 that afternoon. That'll cause delays for MAX lines and several bus lines. Shuttle buses will be available. Then, of course, the Grand Floral Parade Saturday morning from 10 till noon. Don't forget about that one. Floats, bands, and horses will be making their way from Memorial Coliseum to the Lloyd Center.
I don't remember us giving the horses so much airtime in past years. I love it. Every time we've mentioned it, we're going, and horses.
Yep,
which I think is great.
They got it in. There they are.
And the weather, again, starting tomorrow, take a look at the graphic. It's all sunshine, so you really couldn't ask for anything better. It's going to be getting a little toasty on Friday and Saturday, but the forecast keeps cooling a little bit. At one point, these numbers were a lot higher. So starting tomorrow, Mr. Sunshine will be here, 78 degrees. Thursday, 85. Friday's the toastiest of the days, 91. There's Grand Floor Parade Saturday, a high of 88 degrees. So you would figure at noon, right in the middle of the parade time, 11 o'clock in the morning, temperatures will be in the 70s, so that's not too bad. And then Sunday, cooling back down more into the comfortable zone at 81. So again, all pretty much good news. Now, for today, it was a windy day up in Seattle yesterday. There's still wind advisories posted up to our friends up to the north where you see that kind of tan orange color. And they're still getting the kind of the bullseye of the rain that is coming inland. They're keeping flood watches up, mainly for runoff coming out of the mountains. Here at home, our mountains have picked up, in some cases, over 3 inches of rain since it started back on Sunday. And then the wind advisory that did include the Dalles and Pilton yesterday is now only north of the Columbia up into Washington. There's you folks in Goldendale and Centerville. Wind advisory up until 8 o'clock tonight. It's still a west wind that's bouncing around, potentially some peak gusts reaching 50 miles per hour today. Winds generally right now are from the south, and it's still breezy in a lot of spots. There's Astoria waking up to south winds rattling around to 33 miles per hour. Here's the big picture. You can see a bullseye of some moisture flowing right here with most of that in terms of steadier rain being up in Washington, and we're kind of more in the scattered shower pattern here in Oregon. By the time you get down into southern Oregon, it's really going to be mainly dry today. Current Doppler radar for you. Astoria, good morning. It is raining. Longview, you're right on the southern edge of that current batch of some steady rain. And then there's not much between Portland and Salem, some scattered light showers right now. We are cloudy. 55 is the temperature. The view from the Wells Fargo building is 57 down in Salem. The clouds keeping temps up, but the winds add a bit of a chill. And of course, the wetness out there, 54 degrees in Bend. Here's Futurecast. Showers around this morning, showers around this afternoon, showers around later today, but the rain chance will quickly end overnight tonight. And I do believe we'll get some afternoon sun breaks opening up today, mixed with this ongoing scattered shower threat. 67 degrees expected in Salem. Here's our 7-day, and here's the sun starting tomorrow. Wednesday, 78, Thursday, 85. Friday, 91, Saturday, 88, and then we've got sunshine and 80s to start next week.